how many of us knew about ChatGPT or OpenAI 24 months back? In fact, one of our senior leaders, she came to India, and we had a partner roundtable, and she was sharing that, guys, in my time, and I think she also has some 30, 40 years of experience. She's saying earlier we used to do a engineering rollout, production, testing, and all that process. Right now, we are doing it live because you are expecting AI innovation to come at a pace which is never before. So this has all gone almost real time. And but are our partners keeping pace on that real time? That's the question to ask,
So true.
right? So, yeah. Last 2 months, my mom was hospitalized and I couldn't return call. We tried to catch up several
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Now you may, and there was somebody who called me one day, said, Sanjeev, क्या हो गया? मतलब तेरे को कॉल कर रहा हूँ और तू मेरे को जवाब नहीं दे पा रहा है. And I wrote a long message to him, and I told him everything that was happening in my life. That so sometimes even a well-meaning person may have something which is stopping them from responding. And if you leave yourself at that point of time in your persistent pursuit to chase for your objective, then you have missed that opportunity.
Today, in What It Really Takes, I have with me Sanjeev Sharma, who has been for decades in Microsoft at the heart of technology and partnerships. He is the director of tech sales and partner CTO in India as well as covering South Asia. He has helped so many founders to go from local products to global businesses. In fact, he has so many valuable insights when it comes to partnership with Microsoft and how the partnership works, what the founder should have as a mindset shift.
Thank you, Karishma. Thanks for having me here. It's a privilege. Actually, I'm so excited about this discussion today. So looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you so much. And before we go deep into partner development, I would like to know about your journey,
Okay.
Sanjeev. How did it start in Microsoft and over the
Wow.
decades? Yeah.
So in all, I have worked for last 30 years officially,
Wow.
close to 30 years now, with the last 12 years with Microsoft, multiple roles. Uh, Changed into a new role recently. But I think if you want to know where it all started, it started way back actually. So I think I keep telling this to my wife that at close to 50 years of my age, I've been working for almost 40 years.
Wow.
So I started working immediately after my ninth standard. And what I used to do back in the days was to just get some extra money. There was this firm in market research, and I used to fill up their forms. And there's an interesting story how I landed in IT. So one of the assignment was about dot matrix printers way back. I'm talking about 1990s.
Wow.
And so that's where this journey started. I would do those form fill ups, and then I did my engineering, got interested in learning about English literature, did my bachelor's in English literature, master's in English literature, did my MBA then, and kept on. I think learning is a constant endeavor. You have to keep learning, keep reading more. Uh, Working through bunch of companies. Some you list on LinkedIn, some you don't list on LinkedIn. Trying to be as fair as possible. And it's been a great ride. And yes, now today, in the last, when I'm completing 12 years at Microsoft, I joined Microsoft as a data specialist. It was a very big step because I used to be a country head earlier at Veeam Software. And I moved out of that. And everybody in my friend circle or my zone told me that you're being foolish moving from a country head role with 14 people reporting to you to go to a individual contributor
Yeah.
role in Microsoft. But there was one person who's no more now, late Kiran Devi. I had met him a couple of times. He was a director in Microsoft, and I'd met him a couple of times, and he would mockingly tell me, he said, what is the business you're running? And I said, maybe $1 million. And he would say that, you know what, the lowest quota carrying sales guy carries multiple times of that revenue in Microsoft. So that used to stay with me, and I would think that how do I get that scale? And I joined Microsoft to see that scale, and I could get to see that scale after I joined. And the second thing was to get into data. I was very excited way back, I think 2012, 13, and I could see that data will become extremely important. I'm
Okay.
happy that I was right. So those were two factors. I came to Microsoft. I was in fact rejected in my interview by Nitin Khubchandani, who was my boss that time. He got me into Microsoft thanks to him. In my first interview, he said, "You know what? You're a good fit for a data center role because you come from virtualization and cloud and everything. So such a good fit for data. Whenever the role opens, I'll hire you. Right now, let's park it." I said, "No, Nitin, I want to do this data role." And I said, "How much time do you have?" He said, "An hour maybe." I said, "Okay, let's talk again." And I convinced him in those 45 minutes to
Wow.
take me for this role. And I was mocked in industry, in friends that moved to IC role. First year was very difficult, but yeah, I think when you commit yourself, the destiny comes together to help you. Second year, I think I was in a review when one of our leaders, who's now a very big leader with our compete, and he's been a mentor. Not naming him right now, but he's been a constant mentor. Looks at me as a younger brother. He uh, he told me that why did this deployment fail? There was a data deployment actually.
Okay.
Incidentally, it was in Gujarat, and I told him we don't have partners to do this deployments. And he was like, "Are you kidding me? This whole partner team of ours, and we have so many partners. Microsoft is a partner first
Yeah.
company." So he said, like, probably 20,000 plus partners in India, and you're telling me we don't have skills. I said, "Look, that the place where we require the skills at the cost we require skills, we don't have." So I told him, I said, he asked me, what are you going to do about it? I said, "No, I will take it up and I'll do a stretch." That stretch to help and find some data partners to do some data stretch uh, got me the next role. So then there was a role for partnerships for data, and I instantly was asked, and I took that up, and that became my claim to fame in Microsoft. I was known as a data person for long, and I could get to work with so many partners, and I mean, it's a very satisfying story back in the day. And then I also got to see the scale of the business in multi-million, 3-digit, 4-digit millions of dollars of business. More satisfaction came when there was $1 billion business I could plan and execute. So I think those were some learnings. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that is such a cool thing that out of curiosity, as in
Yeah.
about, and it's seriously courageous, no? Leaving the role of country head and moving
Yeah.
into an IC. The world will say whatever XYZ, but we have that mindset. No, this is what I need
So
and
for
this is what I
long,
want.
Karishma, I used to be a believer of Alchemist, Paulo Coelho.
Oh,
I would urge everybody to read that book. People
yes.
attribute it to Shah Rukh Khan because it became famous that जब आप कुछ चाहते हो तो कायनात help करती, but it actually comes from Alchemist,
Yeah.
and it says that unless you jump without the fear, you will not land in some place which is for you.
So
So
true, so true. I can literally agree to it. And your, journey to uh, diverging to partners is
yes,
the search of the good partner, I would
yeah,
say. I would like to get more lights on that. Like, you said that definitely I have been into Microsoft and it is partner first company and, we co-sell with
yes,
partners. Still, even I had this particular difficulty that despite having a lot of partners, the kind of quality or the kind of commitment, the kind of problem solving skills we look for, uh, it's not still up to the mark.
yeah.
What is the problem? Where is the problem?
So it's there's no problem as such. I think we do huge business in India and so many satisfied customers. There are sometimes things don't work and they go in a certain direction, but you can't attribute it to partners. It's a combination of bunch of things. Sometimes the
Yeah.
customers don't understand what they really want, and we have to create that vision for them on what they are trying to do. And it is more uh, it's more important in the times when we are looking at projects which are path breaking, like right now the advent of AI.
Hmm.
And what is it that you're trying to look for? What is it that you are trying to achieve? So the customer comes with a different thought. They have to share that same vision with partner, or maybe Microsoft created that vision for them. The triage has to work well, and then it has to get executed well. So we are at land of
Okay.
talent. Yeah.
Okay. And how does consider like, I'm a newbie. I have no idea because I've seen their partners and all. What is exactly partnership with Microsoft? There are different flavors of partners as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you give certain lights to that? Like,
Mhm.
I hear ISV partners are there, and there are CSP.
Yeah.
So, what are these categories? And
So, so by the way, first of all, I feel very proud of Microsoft that it is a partners first company.
okay,
Um, I think growing up and through my career of these 3 decades, I've seen there were only two companies which were so partner centric. One was HP, second was Microsoft,
okay,
and you can see that from the market that they have a huge partner network, and then there are a bunch of other companies who have replicated that success. But this used to be very exciting for me. What does it mean to be a partner first company? It means that in your DNA, you think of your partner as an inherent player into everything that you do.
mm-hmm.
uh, it doesn't come naturally. I can't name other company, but there were some really large database companies which were very um not so much with the partners. They used to do a lot of direct business. In fact, one of our competition also was more of a believer of working with customers directly and not having partners in between. So that, but the thing is that partners make it bigger, partners make it possible, partners go to the places you can't reach. So I think if you are thinking of a larger game, a long term game, then partners are very, very important into that
Mm-hmm.
play. And Microsoft completely believes it. It's in our DNA. So that has been one of the exciting things to working. In fact, I've out of my 12 years, I'm almost 7 years in partnership org,
Okay,
and there's never a dull moment. I feel so energized and excited about working with. In fact, the org has changed, and it's a little bit of a joke inside and outside sometimes that it used to be called OCP, it used to be called GPS, and then name. But the two things that remained same was one is focus on partners and the passion for partners. So
got it.
that's
Oh, okay, okay. So, to be the partner of Microsoft, uh, what is the readiness a
uh,
partner should have? Like, consider, I know that, I have skills, I have a team, I can do a lot of things. Or if consider if you are a founder, either of the two, and we are really good with data handling, but we have not done any
yeah.
projects. Is there a way? What are the paths
Yeah.
to
So I
be the
think I probably didn't answer some part of your previous question,
huh,
which I should complete.
the partnership? Yeah.
Partnership. So the types of partnerships. So generally there are two sides of partnerships. One side is when you have an IP and you come from that IP world, which you are going to be selling to the customers, and that side of partnerships are called ISV partnerships. There is
Okay.
another side of partnerships which is more prevalent in India is when you are offering your services, either a services framework or a services IP. So those are services partnerships. Now in both partnerships there are global and local players. The way
Oh,
Microsoft manages them. So whether it is a global ISV, a good example would be a Databricks or SAP of the world.
okay.
So they are global ISVs. There are local ISVs, maybe a company with a IP here, like Data Team used to have
Cadence. Yeah.
Fragma used to have something, Power
Yeah.
of Cloud used to have something. So these companies IPs, so they come into the ISV side of it. On the services side, the good examples are all the big fives, the TCS, Cognizant, HCLs
Yeah.
of the world. So they are the large services companies, and then there are local services companies like a uh, um,
Consultancy, is it?
consultancy. No, the services companies, but they are local.
Okay.
The ownership is India. So that is the next layer. Apart from these two, there is also a layer which is a global layer of management of global advisories, where the KPMGs of the world, the Accenture, KPMG, McKinsey, PwC, EY. So they are managed as advisories separately.
Okay.
So that's the side of it. But this is generally where it is. Now addressing to the next question that you asked, that how does somebody come into this? It's open to anybody.
Okay.
Tomorrow you and I can start and create a partnership company as Karishma, Sanjeev and Associates, and all we have to do is go to the Microsoft partner.microsoft.com and register ourselves. And this is something I love about Microsoft, and something that Satya did to the Microsoft and ecosystem in the last decade or so. We have everything opened up for everyone today. So you're not dependent on somebody to approve you or do anything. You can just go to the site, register yourself, self-help. Everything is open. You've hired some people. You want to get them trained. You don't have to pay anybody. All the courses are available online. You're creating a IP. There is a support available from ISV Success. There is support available from Founders Hub. So bunch of programs open up when you sign up on the partnership. And I'll tell you, this is very interesting. A lot of people ask that, we got into partnership, we've hit a wall, we don't know. And I tell them, you know what, go to the site, read, everything is there. There are videos, there are resources. It's only constrained by your own efforts to read and learn from it. And you are only stopping yourself from not doing it. Otherwise, and I've seen so many people through in your previous podcast, you had Basha come in and I mean, he was a fresh boy out of college. And then today he's a established alliance
Director.
manager.
Yeah.
And a lot of learnings he did and people. So there are so many such examples I have where people have come and they've helped contribute to the success of the organization. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So even when someone registers for the partner program and there are courses and all those things,
Yeah.
there are certain criterias in terms of
Yes.
to be the partner of
Correct.
Microsoft.
So one has to think of it like this, that when you become a partner with Microsoft, you are also exposed to a large set of opportunities. Now, when Microsoft is opening up a world of opportunities for you, it also has to keep in mind the perspective of the customer. So now, for now, you are thinking that you are a partner of Microsoft. Think of yourself as a customer of Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are a customer of Microsoft and Microsoft is bringing some partners to you that, okay, this partner created a HRMS solution, for example. What is your expectation as a customer that yes, Microsoft has validated the architecture. It must be secure. It must be running at some places, and which is where the marketplace is recommending it to me. Correct? Those are the checks and balances and the steps of growth of partnership for a partner.
Okay.
Okay, because if we create a company, Microsoft wouldn't recommend it to the customer tomorrow.
Until unless it validates
The architecture has to be validated, it is scalable, it is secure, and that happens as part of the process of partnership. And this is something which is very fundamental. It's very easy to understand, but people sometimes, and I've seen companies where, oh, we won't share the architecture, but you won't share the architecture, then how does somebody validate it?
Yeah.
Right? And we are so high on compliance. In fact, last year I did a stretch on my role as a compliance, and I realized that there are so many checks and balances that nobody can, stray around in the system at all. It's a company which is very high on ethics,
Compliance.
ethics, trust. You've been there, so you know trust, compliance, very very strong, very very strong. Yeah.
Oh, that's great to know. And one more thing I would like to know about this is there's also one sector called managed partners and
Yes.
unmanaged partners. What exactly, like, if I register now, is it like I'll be an unmanaged partner and
Yes.
okay, and
So
yeah,
it's a very coveted word that is that okay, so and so are managed partners, and there is a bunch of others who are unmanaged partners. Honestly, if you ask me, I don't see the opportunities limited for either one of them. Of course, managed partner status means that you're doing a larger share of the business, you're more important to our customers, and you have invested so much into the business. So there are a bunch of criteria, but the opportunity to grow, learn, experiment is not limited to unmanaged partners. It's absolutely unlimited. So unmanaged partners can have access to all the technical material resources. There is nothing that is given to managed partners not given to unmanaged partners. What managed partners have is, because they've invested so much, because they have created some center of excellences, they've trained more people. So it's a direct inflection point of the importance that they have for the customers. So that's the only difference. But otherwise, if you ask me, and there are so many times in the forums I get asked that, oh, we are unmanaged partner. I said, so what? Don't bother. You have access to the marketplace, you have access to learn.microsoft.com, you have access to all the credits, you have access to all the things that we do, all the information that is shared with the partners first. So, it Ignite is an event, it is open to all the partners, now also to the customers. So everything is shared with everybody. So there's no, so to say, difference from our perspective. But yes, it is a journey. So it is a journey for somebody to become managed partner from unmanaged partner. And I've seen so many of them in the last few years. The good part is focus on your specialization. So one of the reasons why I was successful on my journey as a partner development manager for data was because I could get some people who were equally passionate and very focused about making sure that the data was at the core of it. Like, for example, some of the companies that you mentioned, they all became managed partners over a course of 2-3 years. And they became because they were absolutely clear that they were working on a set of customers solving their data problems. They went about getting the data specializations. They went about getting sometimes even infra specializations because infra and data work parallel together. So so you have to first of all figure out where you want to be. You can't do everything
Everything all
together
together.
all together when you are nimble.
Mm.
Large companies can, and they have various teams. Like if you think about maybe TCS, they do everything, and they have the scale, they have the wherewithal to do everything around the world. But if you are a small company and coming out of Surat or Baroda or any part of the country, you have to focus yourself. Like Copilot presents a great opportunity today to partners. Uh, there are partners who have worked around mail, chat, Teams, bunch of those things. Copilot is coming today, and it's a good catalyst for some new companies or even old companies to start experimenting, start trying out, and going to the customer with that innovation, figuring out what is industry relevant, and this is how they will kind of speed up their journey to become a much more
Oh,
important partner to customers in Microsoft.
so any new partner can register for this particular, you said Ignite, or there's
Yes,
yearly events which
yes,
happens, and
yeah.
from there they can take it
Most
forward
of it
with
are
respect
open to
to
people. Yes, most of it.
what are these kind of events when it happens?
So it's all published in the respective. So just imagine, right? We operate in probably 100 plus countries.
Yeah.
We operate with thousands of customers, I mean millions of customers and partners, and we have to continue to keep sharing information with our customers and partners on a regular basis. So all that information is open, it's available. So for partners in particular, partner.microsoft.com will give the events when you're registered, when the mailers are sent by our core team, it is sent to everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, so this is one of the other things that I used to talk to uh, the entrepreneurs. They'll say, oh, we don't get any training alerts, and I have literally gone to the junk folder of the CEO and showed them that you have received a mail every week, just that you chose not to look at it, and then it went to your junk or wherever, and training mails. And then the next thing that the uh, nimble partners end up doing is just forwarding it to somebody. That other person doesn't even know the importance of that mail. And um, and then and typically, this is what I've seen. So there is a founder who is the entrepreneur. Sometimes it is two founders, one tech, one business.
Mm.
When it is two founders, at least a tech person is looking at and thinking about doing the trainings. But many times in the startups, what happens is that they are so busy solving or unsolving some of the things they've created, that training takes a backseat.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most fundamental thing to business, because think about it. How many of us knew about chat gpt or OpenAI 24 months back? In fact, one of our senior leaders, she came to India, and we had a partner roundtable, and she was sharing that, guys, in my time, and I think she also has some 30, 40 years of experience. She's saying earlier we used to do a engineering rollout, production, testing, and all that process. Right now we are doing it live, because you are expecting AI innovation to come at a pace which is never before. So this has all gone almost real time.
Hmm.
And but are our partners keeping pace on that real time? That's the question to ask,
So true.
right? So yeah.
Okay. With the advancement of this AI, too much the changes which has happened.
Yes.
What is now
Hmm.
Microsoft? What does it look when it comes to partners? The new skills with respect to AI, or there are so many ample of services which are there. So, what do you consider when you think of a partner?
So I think it's a, like I said sometime back, it's opening tremendous opportunity for
Uh,
everybody.
uh,
And like it happens with every opportunity, some opportunities are captured by some people, some opportunities are missed by some people,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have enough and more examples in industry where some companies were legend on one thing, but they missed out on the other. And one of the things that we feel proud working at Microsoft under the leadership of Satya is the way he has, he's the best CEO in the world. The way he has oriented the company to be an AI first company over the years. And I saw this when I joined Microsoft and we were moving from the on-prem to cloud world.
Mm-hmm.
And no journey is easy. Every journey takes something out of you.
Yeah.
It demands everything. It's not different for Microsoft or a partner. It's same. You have to um, put yourself into it. You have to figure out first your ambition, your infrastructure, uh, and then execute it, and then continue to work on the feedback mechanism to make sure it is working, or the steps that gone wrong, you can kind of correct on them. So it's a journey.
Oh.
But I am excited. I'm typically eternal optimist. So
Uh,
I'm big believer of technology. So yeah.
yeah.
So I look at it very positively. I think it gives an opportunity for us to learn and rapidly move forward. There's this advice that I got, Karishma, when I started. So this was way back, 30 plus years back. So when I actually did my internship at Voltas. So when I was interning, I think it was first or second month,
Mm-hmm.
I met one of my friend. He is now in US. He said, "Ari, you have done your engineering in electronics. Why didn't you get into IT?" And I was like, "Yeah, I wanted to get into IT, and I'm doing some courses around it." And but he told me this. He said, "Dekh, if you're coming to IT, तेरे को हर हफ्ते पढ़ाई करना पड़ेगा
Mm.
because this technology changes so." And this is 30 years back. He said, "अगर तू हर हफ्ते अपने आप को अपडेट नहीं करेगा, तो you will miss out. So if you
Yeah.
want to come to IT, be prepared." And trust me, Karishma, every Saturday I sit and read about something, some new technology. I've done this for good 30 plus years,
My goodness.
and I have never missed on that. If you go to my house, you will find that there are a bunch of magazines which keep coming in. And now in the last 2 3 years, I have actually, reading habits have gone for a toss. There's a lot of things around. My magazines are stacked, and I don't go to the latest one unless I have finished my previous quota. This is the ranking I do on my folders, on reading folders. And even my house workers are tuned कि हाँ ये भैया का ये इसको touch नहीं करना है, because and you can't escape this. Now, and I also have friends who have been in IT similar time, and they don't want to study about it. And then you leave behind. There are some friends who got so much into management that they lost on the tech piece. In fact, when I moved roles recently and I moved to this partner tech role, and one of my mentors, Venkat, I was talking to him and I was discussing generally that, sir, how do you think, how does this work out? And he was like, "Good, Sanjeev, you're a good mix of business and tech, and business is something that you have. If you keep ramping up on tech, then you continue to be relevant to the world."
Yeah.
And I thought that was one of the best advice I got in the last 2 years. I mean, he has given me many advices, but this was really a good one. And I went up to him recently, a couple of months back, and I told him, I said, "You know what? After that, this opened up a lot of possibilities for me, because there were some aspects of technology within Microsoft that I didn't know about 2 years back. So it has made me a complete person on the tech stack and solutions, and I'm able to answer better to the customer queries now or partner queries now than I could probably do 2.5 years back. So it just happened. You have to stay open, keep your eyes open, eyes and ears open, and take it.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
as a partner CTO, what does the role demand from you, like completely?
It demands very unique things, like last night. So there is a customer environment which had some things, and I was joking with my architect. I said, "यार ये Friday evening को ही क्यों आ रहा है?" And what is the pattern here? But that's the jovial part of it. As a partner CTO, I'm responsible to drive tech innovation with all the partners in the region which are part of this segment, making sure that partners understand about the technology they invest in. Investment just doesn't mean money, but it means people, time, taking these solutions to the customer, staying ahead. and
Yeah.
so all of it, whole 9 yards. But yeah,
Wow. And every year, do you have any approximate number, like new partners you're seeing coming up,
oh
passionate?
yeah, loads of it. I don't think I have number of it,
Yeah.
but I've seen, and I'm amazed. In fact, that's my you've touched something. So I love interacting with new entrepreneurs.
Uh-huh.
So in my previous role to this, I was leading a recruit for ISV, and that was so satisfying an experience for me. In fact,
Recruitment for ISVs.
ISV. So that was a great role. It was one of the few roles which are started worldwide. I think we had few people in US, Israel, uh, Germany, and England and India. But yeah, I, I was given five good people, five amazing women, actually, amazing girls. And then I was reporting to a female leader, and that's how that journey started. But coming back, I interacted with probably close to maybe 1,000 entrepreneurs, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was COVID time, so I would go to meet them. I must have met probably 300 plus founders in their office or at a coffee shop. In fact, I stopped wearing suit after that because I met this partner in Delhi, and he said we'll meet up at a coffee place. I went to meet suited booted, and he said यार ये आपके माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का ये एक प्रॉब्लम है बोलते हैं आप आते हो ऐसे फिर हमको इंटीमेट आई कांट बी माई सेल्फ when you're like this. So I said, what do you want me to do? He said, yo, if you were, at the same wavelength. And then I said, ठीक है हम लोग फिर मिलेंगे. Then I met him again in a jeans and a t-shirt, and they got recently some very good funding. So we've been friends since then. And he taught me such a valuable lesson that it was not about the attire actually. It was about the attitude. It was about you have to make people comfortable
so true.
and not come from a high horse of Microsoft or any other company. And then once they feel comfortable, once they feel that they are on the same level, same playing field, they open up, they share. And I think that was one of the success for me in that role. In fact, so many entrepreneurs actually reach out to me. Sometimes they ask me to do an interview of a senior person. They said, sir, please help. Or sometimes, it is asking advice. Sometimes somebody sends me a sheet that they are presenting to VCs and seek a feedback about it. And I love all of it. It's just beyond work now. But at that point of time, it was so energetic that I refused offer to join the competition because I was so much into it. I was like, wow, this is really.
Meeting the
It was.
energies,
Oh my God,
different
my energy
energy.
was, and even now that continue to stay. In fact, most people I'm in touch with, and yeah, it's such a joy. I tell you.
Wow. How does ISV recruitment happens? Like, for that also the partners
Yeah, so
register.
now it has gone digital, Karishma. This
Oh.
because we have such a scale to manage
Uh-huh.
that, and we have also evolved in our system. So it has become online, and which is what I was sharing in the beginning of the discussion. That now it is all
Partner
online.
portal.
Part of it, you go there, you register yourself. There is a validation process once, of course, because there shouldn't be any suspicious companies coming in. Once the validation is done, you get started. You get your learning material. You get everything. It's a completely set process, autonomous, self-serve mode.
But not having that human touch, is it going to create a kind of problem for, because when
Yeah.
you connect with someone, you get to know about the energy of the person, and you get to know about the passion as well as vision as well as what the person has built. Might happen that the person is not good with digitally proving himself as a good partner,
Mm-hmm.
but in person when you meet you get to know so much,
Yep.
and which can lead him or her to from local to global. So won't it isn't it a miss opportunity for partners as well as Microsoft if it is completely digital?
Not at all. In fact, if you look at the world today, we are moving to the AI agents world.
Yeah.
Do I say more?
It is chaotic world,
No,
I
no,
would
it's not
say.
chaotic. See, there's always a method in madness. So let me get the answer to that. I think the scale at which we are evolving, Karishma, it's not possible to keep so many humans to do a lot of things, especially when there is technology, and we are the technology enablers of the world. it's our responsibility to make sure that we leverage technology ourselves first.
Yeah.
So when a learning can be done online, why would you want to put people in the room and create a constraint of humans?
Yeah.
So I think it's a great leveler. Actually, it's a so I look at it very positively. I look at it with a lot of excitement. That I think, in fact, if you see, it has removed the human bias,
It has. There are a
right?
lot of,
It's
yeah,
so
advantage of it.
imagine there was a person and the person probably didn't like some person. They probably don't give the right advice or whatever. Here you have removed the bias completely. It's open. The opportunity is open to everybody, and that's something that I love about technology. It is it's a equalizer. It brings parity in the world.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who will get the opportunity. Still, now, leave. I have left Microsoft. I have been, what to say, approached by many companies that you have network,
Hmm.
referral works. Is there any referral system?
No, there must be some. There must be some referral system for sure.
That no network works and because I say that there's this partner portal and there's this way which you can reach, but no,
uh,
that is a longer route. It takes a lot of
yeah.
time. Instead, if you have contact, someone can get in touch with XYZ.
I will open an
Is it a myth?
absolutely new topic right now.
Ah,
Okay, for you. The other thing that I have become a big believer about is marketplace.
okay.
So we have Microsoft Azure Marketplace, where our partners end up registering their IP, and then the world of market opens up for them. And there is a competition marketplaces also, but ours is larger in scale because we cater to so many technologies, not just on the infra or data side, but also coming from the modern work world, coming from the dynamics world. So
Uh-huh.
so loads of customers worldwide look at Microsoft, look at our marketplace,
One
addressing
question
your
before marketplace. You talk about
yes.
marketplace. In layman terms, what is marketplace?
Yeah, in layman terms, marketplace is a marketplace. I don't know. So let's dissect the word. It's a market. It's a place
Where
of market.
products
But
or
just the
services
fact is,
differ.
just like our regular markets of retail, where we go to the shops, this is online marketplace. You would find a similar reference to online retail portals.
Okay.
So there are online retail portals. There is a Flipkart. There is bunch of others, and we buy online, right? That buying, digital buying became
Yeah, yeah.
very prominent during COVID times. Digital deliveries became very prominent. That same revolution and innovation is coming to the corporate world now.
Okay.
So during the COVID times, we saw that digital transformation came about. People started buying online. Things like, for household, which were not bought online before,
Now people are buying
people are
everything.
buying online. So their buying behavior changed. That same replication is happening in the corporate buying now.
Okay.
So corporates have started buying online, which they were anyways doing in some shape and form, but now it is getting formalized. So what is a marketplace? So you can buy softwares or IPs, products or solutions online, and that marketplace is created by Microsoft
Okay.
or our competition. So each
Got
of
it.
us have our own marketplaces,
Marketplaces.
and the corporate customers end up buying from there. The good part from the partner's view is that this marketplace, if you have registered yourself, it opens possibilities for you worldwide.
Okay.
And this is a great leveler again, because you, as a HR software company sitting here, or a payroll software company, or an attendance management company sitting here in Surat maybe, can serve customers in Namibia or Nigeria or Nordics, anywhere in the world. And I have so many examples. Back in the days, I think it was the time when you were at Microsoft. So Power BI used to have a lot of dashboards. I knew this company, I'm not naming them right now, in Chennai. So they created a CFO dashboard.
Okay.
And when I met them, I said, why don't you list it on we used to have Power BI Marketplace also, IP.
Okay.
They listed CFO dashboard. They got an opportunity from Mauritius. Then they got opportunity from Maldives.
Wow.
And later on, I knew that they opened up office there and they started serving there. And they stopped doing business in India because they got so much opportunities, and the revenue that they get from outside, the TAM rates are higher. So the opportunity opened, and in fact that was an example which actually got me very motivated and excited about talking about marketplace. The evolution happened in the last few years, but this is a world of new opportunities. I mean,
Okay.
just think of it. And I give this example. I don't know if it is good to give public example. In Shark Tank, there is this. Let me not name them, but you never know, right? It goes public. Sometimes somebody puts it. So in Shark Tank, there is this one founder who created a company of products which were sourced from a neighboring country. There were better products available at cheaper cost.
Okay.
Okay, but this company became a very high valuation company because of their marketing on that particular marketplace. That marketplace is one of the 2 3 marketplaces available in India, right? Now, if you are on that marketplace very prominently, and if you learn to work this right, that scale, and they are into this listening devices and bunch of other things, and I think there are better products available at cheaper cost, but because they played that game so well, they got such high valuation.
Wow.
That same opportunity is available right now to software IPs in India and around the world, to open up the world of opportunity worldwide for your IP. So if you today create attendance management software, I'm just giving this basic example because it's very horizontal. You're not just looking at customers in Gujarat or in Maharashtra or Western India or India. You are looking at customers to come from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I met one company and I was very excited. I'm from New Bombay, lived there 38, 40 years. There was this company I knew which created some tools, put it up on Dynamics Marketplace. And I was very, very happy to know it's a woman led enterprise, and she used to get a couple of $1 million when people download and use it.
Okay.
So it opened a new market. They didn't even market it all that well, actually. I thought they could do better, but tremendous opportunities. So I'm a big believer in this new world.
Even people putting like creating a prototype or something, consider a basic version of it. They can, and they are not partners with Microsoft, managed or unmanaged in via partner portal. Is it possible to register and put the service on the marketplace?
Yes. So the way it works is the first and foremost step, just like your Aadhaar card, right? We need Aadhaar and PAN card for being a good citizen. Similarly, on to get to the marketplace, you need to be a partner first,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
become a partner, get your credentials right. Why it is important to get your taxation and credentials right is because marketplace starts giving you revenue.
Got it.
It's a new sales engine which you can really leverage to grow your business globally. And I have been doing this coaching sessions a lot with a lot of channel partner associations, and I keep telling them I'm a big believer of this, that you you can overcome the constraints of not having salespeople in a country or in a region. In fact, there was a Hyderabad company I coached them, I think around 2 years back, and I told them, I said, look, you're selling your solution here. They have large facility management automation solution they had. Why don't you think about Middle East? And they listed themselves on Middle East. And almost a year back, the founder called me on a Saturday, Sunday. He said, you know what? We got a very big order in Saudi Arabia. And I was like, wow, this is so exciting, right? To know. एंड आई मीन मेरे को तो गूजबम्स आ जाते हैं ऐसे सुन के कि अरे वाह यार, मतलब
Marketplace.
कुछ
हाँ.
बताया था आपको, आपने कुछ किया और कुछ हो गया, मतलब मजा आ गया.
हाँ.
मतलब on that note, I am a big believer of Lalu Prasad Yadav. He used to funnily make this comment, हमको किंग नहीं बनना है, हमको किंग मेकर बनना है. So
Yeah, that way too you have helped so many people, I
so
would
it's
say.
it's exciting. So yeah, so marketplace led opportunity is a topic I can speak all day. I'm
Wow.
very passionate about it. Extremely passionate. Yes. A good
I'll
positive.
ask you in three different categories.
Sure.
One is what a person, a growing founder, what kind of resources the person should have to progress in this field. Secondly, the financial investment, is it needed in the first place if you have the whatever like services which you bet on, it's gonna be good. And you've not done the survey and all, you know it well and you are ready to talk and share and all those things. And third is yeah, the process, like the
Sure.
time taken. Yeah.
So the best part, and why I'm a big believer for entrepreneurs to leverage marketplaces, because it doesn't cost you money. So you've
Okay.
anyways, as a company, as IP, you've created your IP.
Yeah.
You're going to sell it anyways in the
Yeah.
market, correct? So जब IP create किया है, and I recently last week I met some founders and I said, where is your architectural diagram? They said, yeah, it is in works, थोड़ा कच्चा है. I said, no, make it full.
Pakka.
You should have your documentation, because if you are going to grow at a rapid pace, and God forbid one of you have to travel, one of you is not there, one of you part ways, you need documentation. So it's a basic hygiene thing for somebody who've created an IP to have your documentation. That is the same documentation which you will get validated to get listed on marketplace. So I'm taking step backs right now, you know. Yeah. So the first step is listing on on partner portal doesn't require anything. You go to the partner portal, register, give your details, bank details, tax,
Whatever
organization proof,
exactly. Yeah.
all simple documentation. It gets validated, you're a partner. Next, you have created your IP. That same IP, you can list it on marketplace. There are teams available at the back end which can help you out. And once you register for start registering for marketplace, there are two types of registration. One is just contact me, and second is transactable. Contact me, what happens is that you have listed the solution on marketplace. So just like you go to maybe a Flipkart of the world or a Myntra or whatever, any online portal, you see the products and you buy there, right? On software side of the world, there is also an option to just see it. You can do the window shopping, and if you feel that you need more information, there is a click of a button, and that inquiry directly lands to the partner.
Whoever.
It's very, very transparent. Let it go. We are not playing any bottleneck here. It goes. So your contacts, whatever you share. Now, if you have given a contact of, imagine your company is XYZ. So given a contact, you said, oh, let me create a info@XYZ, and that goes to some junk. Goes to the junk.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes founders get very passionate. They said, oh yeah, this has to come to me. So it will be Karishma, say KK whatever your mail ID is, and it comes to you, and you're not paying attention to it because it's just coming as an alert to you that yes, there is offer. I have seen almost 70-80% of time that such contact me leads generate. It's a very good demand generation engine. What is it costing? Nothing. You're just listing your IP there after the validation, and that's about it. Now I'll tell you something. So first part is it doesn't require any time or money. Second part is it doesn't require any efforts. Yes, you may think that the other thing that founders start asking me, when can I get the leads? I don't know. For your solution, and if it is a horizontal solution, say for example attendance management, how many attendance management solutions are there on marketplace? Maybe 10, 20, 30, 40. Now it is a fraction of how somebody who is looking at it looks at it, and
Which
are you doing it,
there are a
making
lot
it
of
more?
options.
So you make it more. Somebody may think, okay, there are 5 solutions listed. Let me go with the one which is cheapest. Somebody may think, okay, there are 5 solutions listed. Let me go with the one which has got largest number of deployments. Customer behavior, whichever way it works,
it
it'll work,
yeah.
right? And sometimes you run some campaigns along with it. You run some campaigns. You're also trying to do a combination of online and offline together. Like I'll give you another example. So there is this partner. They registered on marketplace. They leveraged. They worked with some customers. They brought them, transacted through online while the business was offline, but they transacted through online so that they could create their online presence. It's almost like on a Instagram or somewhere, you start clicking, then it starts seeing more. So then there is more business, more people seeing it. So the first question is, it's very easy process. Second is, there is no investment. Third is, the outcomes are time bound, but we don't know when outcomes. It's a fraction of your effort and how innovate. Now just think of it. If you have created a solution for managing carbon credits and there is no solution in the world, obviously anybody in the world looking for a solution on carbon credits management will come to you.
True.
So innovation, and if you create an attendance management solution, I'm sure there are a bunch of them. So you have to be really a good solution or very innovative that somebody should come to you.
What are the crazy solutions which you have seen, like after the advancement of AI, after Gen AI? What are the different kind of solutions which are coming to marketplace?
Loads of them.
Which has caught your eyes?
I think I think a purpose of the business is to do business and make money, right? Unless you are defined yourself for charity. So my lens to look at a startup or idea or IP is that how well will it get sold. So I don't get excited by seeing a lot of horizontal solutions unless there is some good innovation. So a lot of people reach out to me and they say, "Oh, I've created an interviewing solution," and I said, "Look, there are a bunch of those available in the market. How are you different?" And then I try to see, and then I see that there are better solutions which are available in the market leveraging AI, and they have created only just a me too solution, which, and I there are times when I meet founders and I know this business will not last. Sometimes I'm being civil, I don't tell them. Sometimes if I have that, and I'm known to be very, that's why I don't have a lot of friends or awards, because I like to speak the truth. I like to tell them what it is. I have now started becoming very controlled in my, because this is the feedback of my wife and a lot of friends, that don't tell people on the face that this is
Which is
what it
actually
is.
good, no?
I know. I think I owe this as a friend to you to tell you on your face that you're wrong. I may be wrong about it, but I think I must tell you, because, and there are instances of similar situations where at least two cases where once I was right, once I was wrong. And when I was wrong, my friend was moving from tech to sales. And I said, "Don't do this. You're a good techie. Don't get to the sales." And he became very successful. He even quit Microsoft and he's an entrepreneur now in Australia. He still calls me. He said, "I appreciate that you told me on my face what you felt." And while everybody was saying, "Oh, yeah, you're doing good." Because I received, and there's another example where I was right. And
It's the perspective which you are sharing, your
I
honest
thought I may be wrong, but
perspectives
as a
and
friend, I have to tell you this.
yeah.
And this goes back to one advice I got about my personal life. When I was dating my wife, and there was then friend and girlfriend, and there was something happening, and I was a little confused. And there was this friend of my elder sister. She is a doctor, Dr. Namita. She told me, and we were in a train, local train from Chembur, and she met me, and ऐसी कुछ तो बात होने लगी, and she said she probably knew that I was in my zone. So she said, "देख Sanjeev, whenever you do something in your life, if it is successful, everybody will come and say, हाँ देखो हमने बोला था होने वाला है. But when it fails, you have to own up, because then it is. So do everything keeping your own perspective in mind, that am I going to be happy about doing it, or whether it is." So
Yeah.
I think all of this has come together. And so when I was to get married to Prerna, I didn't ask anybody. I just told that we are getting married. This is the weekend and stuff like that. So yeah.
That is so nice. Oh my god.
Same in business also. So, but I think you owe it to people. I don't tell. I have to sugarcoat sometimes, but I tell them that, look, this is my perspective, and maybe some people come, some people don't like it. But yeah, I think you owe it to them.
True. That's great. Why many startups fail in traction to get into the ecosystem? It is completely because of the documentation they are lacking with, or the whatever resources available, they are ignoring it. That is the reason. Or even after being into partnerships or entering the ecosystem, people do fail, right? What is the what do you see in the founders, what they are lacking or where they are going wrong?
So there are two sides to it. One is why does a business fail? And I have had a failed business. I started a business way back with a friend, and then I had to run it because in 2 months I realized he had created another bank account. So it just landed on me. Otherwise, I was just going to be an investor into business. So that story some other time. But as a failed entrepreneur, I realized that businesses fail for a variety of reasons. How do the partnerships fail is another perspective. So businesses fail because I think it's limited by an entrepreneur's vision to go and execute what they want to do. I have met people. I went with a female colleague to a meeting in Mumbai, and we went to meet this founder, and हम लोग अंदर गए, और थोड़ी देर में वो खड़ा हुआ और उसने अंदर से आके दरवाजा लॉक किया. In a moment, I was worried because diversity, it's very sensitive. And I thought, why the heck is he closing the door? And I asked him. I said, "Why are you closing?" He said, "No, I keep it closed." And after the discussion, we came out. I obviously reduced the time of the discussion. We just quickly came out, and I told my colleague, I said, "This business will not succeed." Because it's a closed mindset of the founder. If he is not opening his door to his people who are working outside, either he's scared of them, or or he's creating a
Whatever I
barrier.
said. Yeah.
This will, and I'm seeing them. I
Uh-huh.
have purposely kept my tab on that company that they're not growing, because you don't grow. You grow only when the entrepreneurs are absolutely bad. Yes, of course, there are sometimes that technology has moved in a certain direction and the business doesn't work, but those are different. But largely it is individual. Now, coming to the partnership side of it, partnerships succeed or fail when, again, you are first of all open, you make your efforts. Some of the successful examples are persistent effort. See, you're trying to move a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're trying to work with a very large company.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be persistent at the effort. So I try to be very open to people. I respond to every call. In fact, I call back sometimes the call center calls also, which are for credit cards or Bajaj Finance. God bless them.
Wow,
But
seriously?
I do. I don't miss a call. I always call them back. I keep it on my. But in spite of that, there are times, and this has happened with you. You know this example. Last 2 months, my mom was hospitalized, and I
Oh,
couldn't return call. We tried to catch up several
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Now you may, and there was somebody who called me one day, said, Sanjeev, क्या हो गया, मतलब तेरे को कॉल कर रहा हूँ और तू मेरे को जवाब नहीं दे पा रहा है. And I wrote a long message to him, and I told him everything that was happening in my life. That so sometimes even a well-meaning person may have something which is stopping them from responding. And if you leave yourself at that point of time in your persistent pursuit to chase for your objective, then you have missed that opportunity. So sometimes you have to knock multiple doors, because you don't, we are humans, right? कुछ भी हो सकता है कभी भी है.
Ha, ha,
And
ha, ha,
so
ha.
so I
That's how
think
the
partnerships, of course, both ways, but I have seen very persistent people who have made this work. It's
okay.
almost like, you love
Do
somebody
you
and then
have
you
any
go
kind of
about that.
story of a certain partner from local, like just few employees, but they created something on the services and they went actually global?
So
Have
many of them. It will be unfair for me to give one example. So many of them, and I'm very bullish and optimistic about it. I mean, imagine, no, so many. And I'll tell you, there's one company which again got a good amount of funding, and 3 or 4 years back I met them, and
funding from Microsoft
no, no,
period,
no,
is
not
it? No.
open market. Uh, and they were working on some bots. And then I met them, and I said, yeah, it's little basic, but when they start doing speech to text was very costly service. The language parity was not there. And I told the founder, I said, if you, because technology is going to get better, it's just that if you continue to survive, you will thrive. And I'm so happy to see that they are now thriving
Thriving.
globally. There's another company which really surprised me, and it fell off actually. They had created a tool for, and very basic, right, document scanning, and document scanning of invoices in any language, invoices or any document in any language, even handwritten, with accuracy of good 97-98%, and feeding that into a XYZ system. And when I first saw that, the accuracy especially, oh, I was like, wow, amazed. Incidentally, those founders fell apart, and I don't know where they're going. But it was a great thing to see how it was going. Then once I met a healthcare startup who were trying to do something, diagnostics, telemedicine, diagnostics, combination of bunch of things. A very good idea. Another, I met a startup founder probably 9 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and he was talking about a solution for doctors where doctors could just speak online, and the prescription goes to the system, gets printed, sent out, and all that. And I now realize he was so ahead of his time. The technology didn't support him back then. Now it is
Yeah, it
well,
happens. So
it is now,
this.
it is so easily possible. So many examples of success.
Oh, perfect. That's really great. Okay. I I wanted to ask about this particular Gen AI also.
Yeah,
There are so many, right, when it comes to
correct.
Google
Large
as well
language
as
models.
Microsoft, and there are so many solutions which are getting created. Are the partners scoping up, and what are the different innovations you're actually seeing, and what are the customer needs now?
See, many a times customer need is defined. Many a times customer is trying to solve a problem, and then partners come in with a framework in mind that, look, this is how we can solve it. A good example would be that a mid-sized company is struggling with their sales data, or how to open new branches, and then They create some agents. They try to figure out how they can collate this data, get a better analysis, and do that. So so that process is as it used to be earlier, but only the response comes in the form of either a agentic AI, or creating some agents, or leveraging Copilot maybe. I was giving this example very recently to somebody, that the researcher agent side of Copilot is such a phenomenal one. I have been I love reading a lot about tech and business and politics and bunch of other things. I have created an agent for my own self, and it just required some simple commands, and it gets me the data from 3 or 4 sites where I want to read every day, and then consolidates a summary and gives me a every week summary also. So it has made me more efficient. So problems are very different. They get solved with in a different way. But I think I'm amazed at the way AI has come up, and a lot of people get scared about it. But I think
It is solving so many
it is
problems
solving
in
so many
like
problems.
instead of
Yeah.
weeks, people can now
And it
do
was the same
things
thing
in
which happened when, when I was growing up. I was very young. You were probably not born then. Uh, when supercomputer came, Param was the supercomputer that was launched in India way back. I think we used to have Rajiv Gandhi as prime minister, and there was a debate in the parliament where that, why are we bringing supercomputer to India? India is a labor intensive country, and we'll lose jobs, and people will be without jobs. It was like 30, 40 years back maybe. And look at it, technology, IT sector became the key driver of growth for India. You look at the TCSs of the world, 5 lakhs people they employ, and we became the powerhouse to the world. Now, think of it in today's context. The talent for AI, where is it coming from? It's coming from Asian countries, India, China, and bunch of others. We have a great opportunity right now to lead the AI wave also, in exactly similar way. And because we study maths and science, we focus so much on it. And we are I was reading about someone who said, what is it that students should do? Should they learn coding? Then there was some expert advice that maybe they should solve math problem, they should solve physics problem, they should know more about arts, because that's the thinking that's required when you have the tools available. So possibilities are enormous.
perfect. That's great. Right now, there will be certain process of evaluation also, right? I'll ask you evaluation in what way. One is marketplace where you put your IP. There are partners who are not creating IPs or product or service, but they are service oriented consultancy who are solving problems with respect
Yes.
to customers, be it banking, manufacture, or be it e-commerce, XYZ, and they have so many different problems to solve and all those things. And consider a newbie or new founder who is very much good in solving problems and this agentic models and all those things for customers in a specific domain, be it it won't be related to banking, manufacture and all, but it will be related to all the businesses facing certain kind of similar problems, and it can correlate to that problems and solve that. But he is not good with creating IP. After registration, how Microsoft comes to know that without having the credibility, the partner doesn't have the credibility now, but he's a problem solver. How they get to know that for these particular customers we can recommend this particular partner,
Sure.
even though it is unmanaged.
So it's not just that the IPs are getting searched, it's also the services framework being searched.
Okay.
So there are companies which say that probably we don't need an IP because we are very unique to ourselves. So, like I said in the beginning of the discussion, so partnerships come from two sides, IP driven or services framework driven.
Services framework.
So there are a lot of consultants, advisors who have also quoted that they can advise how to leverage AI in a particular framework, either on the advisory only, or on the execution only, or combination of both. So they have their workshops, they have their discovery discussions. I know so many companies which are there. One in Chennai which is very focused on only the manufacturing 4.0 side of advisory, and how a company can leverage Gen AI, other technologies to solve for their problems. So it's absolutely open. Marketplace is not just for IPs; it is also for the services frameworks as well, and advisory services. Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's great. There are a lot of passionate founders who tend to solve when they directly go to the customer and solve, then going through this path.
Yeah.
But I somehow believe that this path can make them go global. So instead of having a small vision, or maybe a vision which is focused to only Gujarat or only a different region, it can actually go global, and not only India but outskirts as well if
Yeah.
they go through this. But that is a mindset which I see that, we don't know who to reach out to, and it's a process and it takes a lot of time. How to
Yeah. No, I think
solve this?
you touched upon few things. One is um a lot of times entrepreneurs are so busy with their day-to-day work
Huh.
that there is very limited time for them to try something different.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one line of thought that I leave. Second line of thought you only touched upon. It's very right. You can, businesses are created, they will go about doing business, they will grow their business. Obviously they are not going to wait that Microsoft or AWS or somebody bring the business to me. Nobody waits for it. They will do their business. The scale of the business, and in fact I feel, this is my own personal thought, I'll write about it in my book when I write, you can grow your business multiple x, I feel at least 4 to 8 times
Huh.
by aligning with a large
The
company.
service providers. Yeah, exactly.
Because the opportunity opens, your IP is there, your customers are there, your scale is there, you can extrapolate this to multiple times by aligning with us.
Yeah.
Now the process is, obviously it is going to take time, and I learned this very beautiful thing with one of the interns who was there in my team a couple of years back, Geetanjali, and she used to be very persistent in asking, ye ho sakta hai kya, wo ho sakta hai? And I like, yaar kitna sawal puchti hai, matlab. And she one day she told me, she said, Sanjeev, the best thing about asking questions is that even if the answer is okay, yeah. So what she said was, she said the answer is no if you have not asked the question.
Yeah.
The answer is always no when you have not asked the question. So ask the question. Maybe 50%, 10%. If the answer is yes, you at least get what you wanted. That has literally changed my thinking a lot, and I started thinking that you should ask. So putting in the context of the success of this partner, maybe they didn't ask a question to anybody that can we work with you or can we do this. So the answer is no till the time they have tried that particular thing. So they should try. They will have to persistently try.
Persistently, it is
Try.
important instead of
Correct.
just.
And if it is a unique solution, I mean, everybody is waiting for it. I know. So there is this demand and supply gap. There is demand, there is supply for them to come together. And hence I'm a big believer of marketplace, because marketplace is a great leveler without any biases. It's building connections, people, organizations and IPs around the world for them to solve this together. So, but back in the question, they have to, maybe they didn't find time. Maybe they didn't go through the partnership model. Maybe they hired somebody to do it, the person quit, and then the effort's lost. So many things happen.
Yeah, but there has to be a, you when we were with data team, like even when I was in data team, I got to know with Vasha's podcast also, you advise Ranga to have a partner development
Yes.
manager. It is so, is it like it is very much
Oh, that's my what do you call it? Guru mantra to any entrepreneur. You have to have a dedicated person, and because the startups are constrained by cost, I always tell them to hire an intern. Two positive things of hiring intern: one, you are not investing your money, so the opportunity to fail is there. You can actually, if the person is not motivated or whatever, you can replace the person. Second is, I am a big believer of this Gen Z and the younger generation, because I think the perspective, the enthusiasm that they bring is phenomenal. So I think when you put these two together and you try to match it with the persistent effort, then the reason, and for example, Basha succeeded because he was very persistent
efforts, yes,
in doing this, and he made it work. He's a good example, and there are a bunch of others similar to him that became very successful. In fact, I used to do this orientation with college, and I used to tell them that there is a Microsoft or a AWS or a GCP alliance manager role, partnership manager role, which is becoming very slowly but steadily a profit center.
Yeah.
So in my orientation to the entrepreneurs, I tell them, boss, sir or madam, this is a person who is going to drive revenue for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so hire a person with super enthusiasm who can do this partnership, because they are going to leverage this whole ecosystem to make this work for you. Just think of
There
it.
is a dedicated person
You
needed, I
should need
guess.
it. Most of that
to-
mistake, the common mistake founders do, oh no, this is important, I'll do it. Boss, no founder
Can do it.
should try attempting this because they will miss out on bunch of, you run your
Yeah.
business, you're good at it.
So true.
Because if the chef in the hotel says that no, I will wash the dishes also and I'll make the food also, do you think it is going to work? It wouldn't. And I'm not equating partnership with washing dishes,
Yeah,
by
no,
the
no,
way.
I understand.
It is the cooking part. So
No, this is very much, and in fact, as much as we require someone for sales directly going to customer, but we should have in parallel
and
the
there's another
partners
aspect to this. Another aspect which is super critical is that oftentimes and for decades, partnership was a support function. It is no longer a support function anymore. It is
It's a
the
sales.
revenue generating function right now. And I have seen so many companies, and I know some companies who have started hiring people to manage the partnership and revenue, and they've started putting some sales people into the job. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work because I've tried that also. But yeah, it's a combination right now, and I think a young entrepreneur can do themselves a favor by hiring an intern and putting them on pure play partnership job.
True.
See, one good thing about Ranga, and I love him for this. He's also there are a lot of times when people take your opinion with judgment. Ranga is not like that.
Mhm.
Ranga is very open to ideas. He is very open. In fact, I have had some of the very brutal conversations with him, and I love it. And I can speak my heart to him.
Hmm.
And this is also one of the aspects. It's like partnerships, like wedding, or when you come
Yeah.
together in a relationship. It becomes successful when you are transparent to each other. You can speak your mind. I don't know if my wife will agree to this, but Ranga will, or there's Varun from
No
Pragma.
transparency, yeah.
So I still remember Fragma, young company with some people, and they were bidding for Bajaj Data Lake project, and the customer wanted it at X price, and he called me. He said, "Sanjeev, what do I do? I can't really make it work." And I said, "Boss, it's the best project in India right now. They have the biggest data size. As an entrepreneur, you have to take this call." And they eventually took the call. I think 5 or 7 years later, and even now, when we talk, and he says, "Sanjeev, that night," and I was very angry, by the way. I told him, I said, "How could you not do this? You should do this." And he was like, "Sanjeev, ये profit भी नहीं होगा और ये भी नहीं होगा." I said, "Think long term." And now we laugh about it. And he said, you were so agitated about it that I was reluctant to share everything. But then they went about doing it,
Doing that.
and that
Okay.
became the milestone for them, and it became the success. And a lot of companies replicated because they were doing that.
So that project they were bidding on, how did they get a chance to bid on that
But
project?
so no.
How did they
Imagine,
reach
okay,
there?
okay, none of them were managed partners.
Yeah, exactly. How did
None
they
of
reach there?
So again, this is so. How many companies in India back then had skills to create a data lake? Very few.
Ah,
And I was finding these, like I referred to in the discussion earlier, finding these data partners who could. And by the way, when I started finding small, nimble companies who could put the best people to create a data warehouse. And my goal that point of time was to create SQL Server data warehouse services, and leverage Power BI to do the front end and all that whole 9 yards. And while we were doing it, Hadoop clusters were launched. You're aware, SD Insight
and
came.
very few were
Correct.
there, out
So
of
that
which one was
technology
Ranga.
came
Yeah.
in, and we started doing it, and then obviously now the Fabric has taken over everything.
Everything, yeah.
But creating data lake, that was the first time. And how many companies had that skill? These people had that skill. So we had 4 or 5 partners who were all unmanaged partners, all new companies, all less than 25 employees, bidding for such a crucial project. Of course, they were managed partners also,
Ah.
a large one of them. But eventually, I think the race got shortlisted to just 3 of them. And one of them won it. And I was managing all 3 partners. So another question that came to me was, I was privy to what each of them was bidding. I was privy to their architecture, and I was privy to what information they were doing. And one of the best things, touchwood, I feel very happy about in my career is, even after losing that project, the other 2 did not think that I sided with any one of them.
Okay. How did you manage that?
I don't know. I think my being transparent and being upfront, because all 3, and I obviously didn't share what one
Any
was doing with the
information
other.
with each
whatever.
other. Yeah, yeah.
But when they got a reverse offer, I told them to pull for it. I didn't go to the other one that, oh, this has happened. So I think one thing that I learned in partnership from one of the good friends many years ago is name is Shantanu Mani. I think he was in VMware when I joined as a salesperson. He was a partnership person. Couple of things he said, some I can't repeat here on the camera, but one thing that stayed is that you have to be very honest if you have to be in the partnership business, because the word spreads very fast and everybody gets to know what kind of a person you are.
And that is
And
very
I'm
much
extremely proud that my son, when he will probably look at or meet some people, will be extremely proud that what kind of people
important.
have
Talk about
have
you.
worked
Yeah,
with him. So those
you're
are
all
learnings on partnerships. Yeah.
no, this is no, that's very kind of you. I'll tell you what, Sanjeev. There are people who are at big positions. No matter, not everyone is that much like response. Without keeping that ego or position in head. Uh, Talking with you, it felt like so comfortable in the first place, and you were so kind in calling back also if the things are not, if you're not able to pick or something of that sort. Not calling back another time if I call, like you were responsive. It's not the case, and I would say there are so many people like that, and things are also biased in Microsoft when it comes to partnership also. Like not everyone will be like you.
I think I know a lot of people who are better than me, so I have no qualms about it. But I think, and I'll give you this example. So sometimes people say, "Oh, that person is like this, that person." I think each of us has a, and I never think about it. So once I was going to report to somebody, they said, "Oh, he's a bad manager." That turned out to be a very good manager for me. So I think we should be reflective of our own experience with a situation or a person
Instead of others'
instead of
judgment or
others'
opinion.
perspective, because what happened in that person's or situation, in that situation, we don't know, right? So to be fair, it's and about communication. I think you owe it to people. This was a course I did, and I was literally pushed into doing that spiritual course back then. And there was this Swamiji who taught it. He was doing a corporate session way before the art of living and all came into existence. Uh, so he taught this one thing. So one 3-day exercise. Second day he told us that you have to do something. Go and tell the person you love the most, hug that person and say, "I love you." And I like, wow, I love my father, I love my mother. So he said, yeah. And I went evening mein, and I couldn't go and hug my father and tell him I love you. And I came back and it was such a feeling, right? You can't tell your father that. And I went back next day and he said, yeah, we know it is not easy. Try. Next day I went and my father was like, "Arey, isko hua kya?" And then I hugged him and I told him I love you. I told my mother also. And that day I realized, and he gave us an example also of this film called Guide. Devanand, in that movie, in that scene. So I think he's come out of the jail और वो बेचारा खाना खाने के लिए घूम रहा है और वो एक मंदिर के बाहर बैठ जाता है और कुछ तो बाबा स्वामी लोग वहां से जा रहे हैं और इसके बाद ये भीड़ में ठंडी में सुकड़ रहा है, तो एक स्वामी जी अपना भगवा कपड़ा उसके ऊपर डाल देते हैं, उसके ऊपर ये करके कि ठंडी नहीं लगे। तो अब देवानंद ऐसी ठंडी में बैठा है और भगवा कपड़ा उसके ऊपर आ गया और उसको भूख लग रही है। उतने में कुछ गांव वाले जाते हैं और वो पूछते हैं कि अरे बाबा बारिश कब होगी? तो बोलता है इधर मेरे को खाना नहीं मिला है और समथिंग लाइक दैट कन्वर्सेशन हैपेंस। तो वो गांव वाला सोचता है, वो स्टैमर करता है। तो जब वो जाके गांव में बताता है कि कोई बाहर तो आए हुए हैं, उन्होंने बोला उनको खाना दोगे तो बारिश होगी, एंड कोइंसिडेंटली दैट हैपेंस। नाउ it's the importance of communication, and that was one example. He gave 3 examples that time, all 3 are movie examples, but this was one example that stayed with me. And I thought, if you love somebody, you have to explicitly tell that person that you love that person. Otherwise, how will that person know?
Communication is
okay, it's very easy for us to tell I don't like you or I hate you or I dislike you in an argument or a fight, but when you love somebody, you have to tell them that you love them. And it also goes back to the partnership. You want to work with some company, you go and persistently tell them that we want to work with you, and why wouldn't somebody listen to you? So I think, yeah.
Perfect. That's nice. Now, the way you were saying big data came and there were just few partners, 3, 4, 5, XYZ, and now what kind of partners you're looking for?
I think
Like very few are there who actually
no,
know
this AI is presenting a great opportunity for everybody.
everybody, but everybody is
I mean,
skilled
look
enough
at
to create
Copilot.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So, how many? Uh, so, Copilot is being deployed by every customer.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to leverage AI. Copilot is a great way to leverage AI in a secure way in your environment where your data stays your own data, becomes more efficient, creates for future. And you definitely need partners with domain expertise who have built IPs, created IPs, leveraged Copilot Studio, helped customers deploy agents. There are so many such opportunities right now. And it is a great leveler for companies bigger or smaller. And I know so many of them are doing it. But I think this is the world
Hmm.
of future.
The
So
AI,
lot of possibilities there.
yeah.
Yes.
And is there any bias between global ISVs versus local?
No.
Nothing as such.
Nothing.
The
There's no.
customers, the big customers,
No,
what they
see,
look for,
when you look at a customer's perspective,
yeah,
right?
what they look for, yeah.
Customers sometimes are looking for solution irrespective of cost. Sometimes customer is looking at a solution with cost in mind. So that's when maybe a global ISV's cost is higher, so they will not go for it. They will go for the local
Local.
ISV.
Okay.
It's all very subjective, but I think there is a larger market for everybody. Larger market for everybody. I don't think there are any constraints on the market side.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that's all. I guess I'm happily digested, done
Okay.
with the
Good.
questions and everything, because I got a lot of insights. How many team of how many people you're leading right now?
It's around 12 amazing. 10, yeah, 11, 12 amazing people.
How is it? How do you handle?
Oh,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you my experience. I was in IC when I was in Microsoft, and I have been in IC. I've never been. Once I led in a data team when I was working for a Globe project. There was a team of 5 interns. It's just difficult. You
Yeah.
lose your patience. And right now, like in the company, we are a team of 7. Consider. When I handle, if the things are not in a specific way, the way I want or something, I go mad. And everyone's perspective is different, right? When it comes to Gen Zs, they have a different passion, perfection. They have their own perspective. It's how do you handle? How do you build that quality of handling? Because their career is also
In
dependent
fact,
on you.
when I became a manager in Microsoft, I was reporting to a female manager and I had 5 females in my team. Two fresh out of college, one proceeding on a maternity leave, and 2 others, 2 tenured people. So that was my great. That year actually transformed me as a human being.
Oh,
It was. Can't give a lot of details here, but I think there is so much I learned in that year. I think I changed as a person, as a human. I became a better human being that time,
wow.
and they rewarded me. I got a score of top scores
As a
as a
leader.
manager, people manager, and I was very surprised because I thought there was so much, and it was difficult time, right? Post COVID, immediately. I think it was second year of COVID, and but I think that was the best I did, and I have applied those learnings. Plus, I have also been fortunate to have some amazing managers, amazing leaders who I got to work with. Bunch of them. I don't want to name anyone to create a bias, but I have learned, and I've had such brilliant people with so much empathy. So I think most of them are in my life, and some of them are people I speak every day or every week, or I meet them regularly to just keep coaching me and keeping me sane, and there is so much of it I have learned from them, and I try to do all the things that they have taught me with my people. And the first thing is having empathy for people, because we don't know who's struggling with what in their personal life.
Yeah.
So that's where it's not that I don't lose my cool. I do, and that's. But there's another thing. It goes back to one of my friend Mohan used to tell this. He said, Sanjeev, life एक बैंक बैलेंस है. आपको पहले डिपॉजिट करना पड़ता है, फिर ही आप विड्रॉ कर सकते हो.
So true.
and I think that stayed with me. So there are people. There's somebody in my team. I One day we were arguing about something, and I lost my cool. But there was such emotional balance there that that person calls me later and said, "I know there's something. What is going wrong?" And I said, "Yeah, there is something going wrong." So it's two way. It's not that you manage people. It's people who also manage you. So I think, and so far as you're invested in them, so far as you're transparent to them, so far as there is respect for them, respect without bias. There are so many of my colleagues I see, oh yeah, yeah, this person is fresh out of college or 2 years experience. They wouldn't know about it, boss. I said they are
How do
bringing
you
a
know?
perspective that you and I don't know about, right? So there's so much to learn from everybody. There's so much to learn from experience. There is so much to learn from lack of experience. And so far as you keep yourself open, transparent, empathetic, respectful, what
How did
else?
you build that empathy in yourself? Like, is it because of personal practices or something you? Uh,
I
because
don't
not
know.
lucky are the ones who are empathetic. Blessed are the ones who are
I think
empathetic.
naturally as human being we are empathetic, no? Aren't we?
I am.
I
You
think all
are.
of most of us are, no? We are. I mean,
No,
who's a
I mean,
cruel
I don't know.
human? I mean, nobody's a cruel human by design.
It all depends on the experiences, also,
Yeah,
right? What
sometimes, like I
experiences
said, right?
people
Some
go through.
situation, matlab, I think all of us are sane by default. Sometimes some things go wrong, but otherwise, by and large, I think most of the people are. I mean, you have to
Right.
come from the thought, right? Everybody is good and thinking good. Yes, sometimes things don't go well. That's okay. That's how the world is.
That's how the world is. Perfect. Sure. Anyway, it was really, really, really nice connecting with you, Sanjeev. I mean,
Pleasure is mine.
really had a great, insightful discussion about partnership, and in fact, up to a level that it's just running in my thoughts and mind that, we can take that step future. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's like, early into entrepreneurship, right? Very
Yeah.
early, newbie, have never seen all these things, and just trying to navigate the ways, and don't know if you have bigger vision how to reach there. So this can be one of the ways where we
Pivots.
can, yeah,
No, I think
think about.
you should try and it works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's it. And so to close it, um, we had an amazing, insightful talk about the partnership part in Microsoft with Sanjeev, how the partner ecosystem works, and it has become completely digital for now because that's where the world is leading, and majorly, like, it is easy, but it is about persistence. It's about the consistency we maintain, and there's a very beautiful, amazing information about marketplace, how that can help in going global. Instead of having a vision where we want one or two customers, you might get a chance to get n number of customers giving you millions for the IP you have created. So yeah, if you are a passionate founder and you're building something crazy, I would say that, figure out your ways in terms of how to connect with the giants like Microsoft, be it AWS, be it Google, and explore the opportunities with respect to marketplace as well as with respect to services you can provide to the companies, and go global.